One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. Then let me be free. From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his step, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report he pays his way. Oh, legend in the making, day by day.
Good morning, Vietnam. Shit. What's good with everyone, man? Much love, honor, respect to all of you legends. Shit. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, wherever the hell you guys are tuning in from, man. You guys are, all around the world. We're international with this bitch. So I always very much appreciate every single one of you guys. Listen, man, we got a big lineup this morning, by the way. President Trump is to be addressing Congress this afternoon. Late evening. Not late evening. Is 7 late? That's not super late. That's just evening, right? Anyway, so 7 o'clock my time, CST, 8 p.m. Eastern. They're going to be, having the live of President Trump addressing Congress, which I'm going to be watching nonetheless, whether I'm covering it or not. But I plan on covering that on the channel tonight. It just depends if everything else falls into plan with my personal life, and hopefully I can make that happen. But listen, man, we're also going to be talking about Canada and Mexico are facing tariffs, as you guys already know. So we're going to be discussing that as well. Please make sure you guys hit that like button, though. Always is the #1 metric of all of YouTube. It helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so, by the way. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button because it's also free, by the way. Always appreciate that. Also, please consider becoming a member starting only at $2.99 a month. We made sure it's not going to be breaking the bank to anybody. And if it is going to break the bank, don't do it. I very much appreciate you guys. Also, follow my Instagram right here at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my lifestyle, but of the show as well as Millennial Food Time, man. Absolutely. All right. And last but not least, of course, every super chat, super sticker, gifted membership sign up is going to be presented onto the show. And, of course, shout it out onto here. But if you guys would like to help out monetarily and skip that brutal YouTube 30% cut, we've got these platforms, here scrolling at the, bottom of the show. If you guys would like to help out, I will shout that out as well. And the platform and message that you guys send it on. Yes. All right. Good to see everyone, man. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We got Carney's right up in the building saying good morning, Mike, and the Breakfast Club. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Good to see you, as well as Brother Warland, Steve Posey. Always appreciate you guys. I love that you guys sit here and actually say hi to everybody. You guys are, it's a community for real, and yes, I am a Mexican hat maker. Yes, absolutely. And he said fat Mexicans need big hats. That is true. That is actually true, dude. Right? I mean, that goes hand in hand. We got Fester as well, man. Always appreciate my homie right there from the Pacific Northwest saying good morning, BV, and the rest of you hooligans. I'll be listening in. Y'all stay blessed and have a great day. Always, man, always appreciate you. We got Brother Code as well. Appreciate my man. Hopefully if you had a live this morning, I was super busy this morning, but hopefully if you had one, it was a great one. We got Brother Steve Easy. Good to see my man right there. Always appreciate this dude right here. Thank you, kind sir, for hanging out with us. We got Dark Soul as well. Good to see my man. Shit, it's been a minute since I've seen you as well. welcome and hanging out with us. We got allegedly saying morning, everyone. Hoping everyone is healthy and happy on this beautiful Tuesday. That's damn straight. We are. We definitely are. You can feel it. You can feel it. Hit the like, yes, or Naomi will annoy you. She is a woman, and that is confirmed. It comes natural. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Hey, listen, I appreciate all you guys. Yes, make sure to hit that fucking like button. I don't ask you guys to send in no cash or nothing like that, but I do ask of one thing: hitting that fucking like. Damn it. We got Tiffany. Always appreciate you and Lee. Thank you guys for your endless support. Seriously. We got Mount High, my man, saying like button and left-handed tobacco all the way around. That's fucking facts, bro. It's always facts. I'll send a baseball to wrap around your hat and fishing hook it so you can look like you're a redneck culture. My people want to claim you. Shit.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Emotional damage.
Brother, so loud, my man. Appreciate you. Hopefully you're doing fantastic. This is a stellar human being right there. Always appreciate my man. Brother Hook Dog, thank you. We're about to get into it, everybody. Sorry, I gotta pay my respects to everybody. This is the way it is here. We got Wes up in the building. Shout out to my man. Always appreciate you. We got War Gorilla as well. Shit. Good to see you as well, man. Thank you for hanging out with us all the way over from Vegas. Hardwire 1%er up there in Ohio, in the Big O. Shit. Always appreciate you too. All right, let's get into the fucking madness. Let's get into the madness. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and figure out what the fuck is going on in the world today.
Tuesday with your political headlines, though. Right now, giving you a live look at...
You hear that mic peaking? That's her side, by the way. That's fucking radical. Fix that, audio engineers. Hey, where is our audio engineer, dude? That's what I'd be like behind the scenes. I'd be like, yo, where is our dude? Like, who's fixing this? And of course, DEI hire or some bullshit.
The White House. We're learning President Donald Trump has vowed 25% tariffs on all imports from Canada and Mexico,
bring it really
with 10% for Canadian energy. President Trump's Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, signaled that Trump may not impose the full amount of tariffs, saying Trump would determine exact levels. A lot to discuss this morning, so we want to bring into the conversation Sarah Barber, principal at Integer, where she manages clients and government relations. Sarah, good morning to you. A pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you, Jean.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, stop speaking now because your mic is out of control. Fix that shit.
So this news hitting headlines this morning, as you can imagine. Let's first break down what are tariffs and how does it impact the everyday consumer?
Yeah, so I think it's easier to think about a tariff like a tax. Tariffs are additional charges levied on imports. And the way that shows up for consumers is higher prices and sometimes leading to higher inflation. So companies that are importing goods into the United States from these countries where tariffs have been levied.
Listen, Naomi, it blows my fucking mind when little old me, who's not funded by no mainstream, no nothing, no fucking like big donors and shit like that, and big, political interests and all this crap, right? I'm funded by you guys. How does a little guy like me that's independent, completely independent, and I've got better stream video quality than the mainstream, and I got fucking better audio? Like, to me, that's mind-blowing. That shit is mind-blowing to me. It's like, yo, how many mega millions of dollars do you get for audio equipment? I can guarantee you it's kind of crazy. I can guarantee it. But hey, we got Mummy up in the building. I've just got to pay my respect, as well as brother Lee Lance. Appreciate you, kind sir. Hopefully you're doing fantastic this morning. Let's get into the craziness.
Are going to see additional costs for those products and materials to cross the border into the United States.
Appreciate that, Naomi.
And that means that we see it on everything from the eggs and produce that we're buying at the grocery store to cars that folks are potentially purchasing after they are manufactured between the United States and some of our trading partners north and south. But thinking about it like a tax is a little bit easier. It's just a way to bring.
By the way, Tat's over there in the UK peeking in, seeing our craziness over here in the United States. Watch how it's done, type shit. But no, I'm just playing. Hopefully you're doing fantastic this afternoon.
Bring in some income into the country that is levying the tariff, but also to compel different behaviors, whether it's for industries who we would like to encourage to develop more products within the United States, or for different countries and political actors that we would like to address other outlying problems with, like we're doing with Mexico and Canada.
Sarah, thank you so much for that detailed breakdown. Right now, let's get into...
I'm going to grab her for you.
To the terms that President Donald Trump has set. Could you break that down? And the question many people have this morning, how soon will they feel those effects?
Yes. So the tariffs that have been levied as of 12 a.m. this morning are 25% on products coming from Canada and Mexico, and an additional 10% on products coming from China. And the reason I say additional is because President Trump also levied a 10% tariff on Chinese goods last month and has added another 10% onto those. And so for those that we're seeing from Mexico and Canada, those are going to be on things like produce and agricultural food products, as well as manufactured consumables and things like automobiles and the materials that are needed to produce some of the products here in the United States. So 25% to the north and the south, and then another 10% on Chinese goods.
Sarah, this morning, a lot of eyes on the potential response.
Someone fix this woman's microphone, for fuck's sake.
President Donald Trump doing this. We're already seeing that Canada and Mexico could potentially respond. But
I can't listen to that shit for too much longer, ladies and gentlemen. If they don't fix it, trust me, they're going to fix it within this live stream. Absolutely. It's not going to be like that forever. It's probably just during this segment. But still, it's annoying as fuck.
One of those partners already responding this morning. Could you break that down?
God, okay, I'm done. I'm done. That was enough for me to say, you know what, lady? You know what? You just blew out my fucking eardrums. I think we're good. Okay, so there's a poll going up that is going on right now live, and I'm interested in what the poll is. So when we see it later on, what it is, I haven't.
President Trump will address Congress tonight at 8 p.m.
See, now our microphone's fixed.
Eastern time, and we want to hear from you several things that could be discussed, but we're asking you this Tuesday, what do you want?
Still breaking through and peaking a little bit. Not as bad.
President Donald Trump discussed.
It's her highs. I don't know what the fuck what is up with the engineer.
In his address.
Okay, so he's saying, well, the poll, or what they're asking, what do you want to hear from President Trump discuss in his address to Congress this evening? So, ladies and gentlemen, the first pick is national security. Then there's immigration, healthcare, economic policy, Ukraine and NATO, and crime. Very great discussion points right there.
To Congress. All you have to do is scan that QR code on your screen or go to livenowfox.com/connect. Six choices
nice
this
kitty
morning.
Right there.
We have national security, immigration, healthcare, economic policy, Ukraine and NATO, and crime. Again, from what we're hearing with different media outlets, these are the different topics that are.
Okay. We know. Now let's fix that shit and let's hear some breaking news, by the way. So today, Ukrainians wake up to Trump's pause on all military aid. So I wonder how it's going to be treated over there by Zelensky and how he's going to be feeling. Let's go ahead and see.
I do want to give you a live look at the White House on this Tuesday morning, as we are learning that Ukrainians grappled this Tuesday with the ramifications of a U.S. decision to pause military aid.
Brother Grid up in the building. Shout out to my main man right there. Always appreciate him swinging by and hanging out with the fucking radicals like us over here.
That is critical to their fight against Russia's invasion, as a rift between Kyiv and Washington deepens. This coming from the Associated Press. They go on to report days after an explosive meeting with Ukrainian President President Volodymyr Zelensky, U.S. President Donald Trump ordered the assistance halted in a bid to pressure Kyiv to engage in peace talks with Russia. A White House official saying the U.S. was, quote, pausing and reviewing its aid to ensure that it's contributing to a solution, end quote. The order will remain in effect until President Trump determines that Ukraine has demonstrated a commitment to peace negotiations with Russia. This coming from a White House official who spoke on condition of being anonymous to discuss the assistance. We know that Ukraine, which depends heavily on foreign help to hold back the Russian invasion that began on February 24th of 2022, has feared that aid could be stopped since Trump took office. U.S.-made Patriot air defense missile systems, for example, are a pivotal part of Ukraine's air defenses. Just as vital as U.S. intelligence assistance, which has allowed you.
How do you think this is going to play out?
Ukraine to track Russian troop movements and.
I mean, the money stops type shit. Like, how are you going to take it? How are you going to take it when you wake up and daddy didn't pay the bills type shit? Yeah. How's that going to go?
Select targets. Ukraine's European allies couldn't make up for U.S. withdrawal of that asset if it proves to be part of the pause. So a lot to discuss as we are dissecting the latest with Ukraine, also with the U.S. But we do know that European partners are speaking out this Tuesday. Right now, I want to play out the very latest for you from European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, who spoke this Tuesday morning to present the EU defense package in order to boost defense spending. Let's take a listen.
Yo, by the way, just a quick shout out. My brother Joseph up in here. He's a proper snow Mexican up there. And you know, he's not actually Mexican, by the way. You know, that's what we call Canadians here. By the way, Joseph, always appreciate my man saying good morning, Mr. Ball, Lucy, Breakfast Crew, BNC, and can't forget the hater. Stop the cat.
Stop the cat.
Absolutely, my man. Good to see you. Always appreciate you and hanging out with us, man. Good to see you. What's happening? Why are you guys long pausing? Ooh, what the fuck? This is like a Hillary Clinton fucking clone. What the fuck? Look at this. I'm not listening to it. I'm not going to listen to it, but that is funny. At first I'm like, is that Hillary Clinton walking out? Like, who the fuck is that?
You on the defense package. Use fragmentation. But it will.
Okay, so there's breaking news that EU Commission President speaks on boosting EU defense spending. Of course. Let's go and ask the world for more fucking money. And the world means the United States, by the way. We fund fucking everything. The EU, NATO, fucking UN. We fund it all. Let's just defund all fucking garbage organizations like that. And 3-letter, 4-letter agencies within the United States. I said it. Fuck these people. All right, so EU Parliament President speaks on boosting EU defense spending. Yeah, more fucking, hey, we need money. We need money. Fuck you. Let's keep moving. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, that Donald Trump is going to be addressing Congress this evening. It is at 8 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, okay, ladies and gentlemen? So I will 90% sure that I am going to live stream this tonight for everybody. So yeah, that's going to be a very, very good time.
Don't forget President Donald Trump's address.
Oh, they fixed your audio.
You can get it right here on Live Now from Fox, uninterrupted and without commentary and commercial breaks.
They fucking finally fixed your fucking mic.
And again, let us know what you think this morning as we lead up to this event.
Thank
what
God.
do you want to hear from President Donald Trump during his address to Congress? Scan that QR code on your screen or go to livenowfox.com/connect. Economic policy in the lead at 63%, followed by national security.
Oh, shit. Everyone's getting called out. Listen, man. Just hit the like button for me. You know, listen, you guys don't have to enjoy like the craziness that's happening in the world, but you guys can like it for me. Right? You know, you guys can like it for my takes and what I do over here. So, 2 enthusiastic thumbs up on that. Appreciate you guys.
And then crime at 12%. We'll continue to host this poll throughout the morning.
Good morning, Frederick.
I'm Francine. We're going to take our final 2-minute commercial
break
we're not. Of the hour.
No, we're not. We get to skip that like a motherfucker. Yes. British Finance Minister takes questions from Parliament. Don't care. I don't care. Okay. President Trump to deliver first address of his second term. Okay. Now, this is a political analyst, Rich Rubio, right? And he is an interesting character, just to say the least. Okay. He's I can tell what he's saying is good shit, but let me make sure what he's saying is live. Okay, it is live. This is not a replay. So this will be funny, but guys, try to be, somewhat nice. Dude is got a very, very annoying voice. It's very odd. Dude's brilliant, but dude, I cannot stand his voice either. I know that's shallow. That's shallow. But I'm being honest. Okay.
For having me on again.
So this event highly anticipated, as you can imagine. The viewers saying this morning with that vote, they really want to hear about economic policy as it relates to the next 4 years under the Trump administration. Set the stage for us. What can we expect tonight?
Yes, and I think you are going to hear a lot about economic policy. I think you're going to hear a relatively partisan speech that seems to be the way that Trump has been at least trying to conduct himself publicly in terms of whether it's the Ukraine and NATO, whether it's trying to take on the Democrats, whether it's supporting tariffs, which even though they used to be true, the Republicans were very much opposed to him. Today, he's changed the Republican Party to be a party that is very much in favor of tariffs. But that being said, there probably will be some overtures to bipartisanship. There are issues like veterans issues, for example, that he can work with both sides of the aisle on. My guess is it's going to be really a speech, and it's really going to be kind of a pep talk, if you will, to the MAGA base of the Republican Party.
Rich, you raised so many great points. One of those points, bipartisanship. Many people speaking out this morning that they want to see more unification of Congress. Is that a likely thing to happen tonight?
I think that he'll try to make a few overtures to that, but it's very hard because what we had is in part because of the gerrymandering of congressional districts, in part just because there are just so few moderate Democrats and so few moderate Republicans. You have a scenario where, for example, in Donald Trump's first budget, where it was literally 217 to 215, and they had to corral the last votes to try to get it through. And every solitary Democrat voted against it. Every solitary Republican, except for one conservative Republican, Congressman Thomas Massie of Kentucky, voted for the piece of legislation. So we really have a scenario right now where you really have a bifurcated.
So hold on. That's 20, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 1, 2, 3. It would be 3 in the morning for you, mommy. I think it's 2 or 3 in the morning for you in England. I know that's kind of late, but I think we're an 8 or 7 hour difference. I think it's something like that.
Big Congress where Democrats tend to vote in monolith, Republicans tend to vote in monolith, but there are certainly minor pieces of legislation, perhaps a continuing funding resolution that can get some Democratic support.
Rich, one thing that we discussed in depth leading up to the election and then following it as we were looking at the first month of President Donald Trump is him delivering on those campaign promises. And obviously, it will take Congress to make that happen. What is that congressional support looking like for the Trump presidency during his second term?
Thank you, Steve Posey. I very much appreciate that.
House of Representatives. And part of the reason why they did not want a current congressman why they did not want her to leave Congress yet to become the UN ambassador or to at least go through the confirmation hearings is because they literally need her vote. With the loss of someone like, for example, Mike Waltz of Florida, until they have a special election,
Evil Rick,
my man, Republicans
man,
literally have a 2-seat majority in the House of Representatives, which means on any piece of legislation, if assuming the Democrats vote as a block and they vote as a monolith, the Republicans can.
What up, Uma, by the way? Good morning to you. Hopefully you're doing good.
One solitary vote. And there are some members like Mike Lawler of New York or Deion Bacon of Nebraska who come from congressional districts that last time around voted for Vice President Harris. And there are 13 other members there are a few other members of the House of Representatives who come from congressional districts like that, or districts that are at least close to congressional districts. In order for them to get reelected, they have to show their
Michael. Absolutely fucking facts, by the way. Just wanted to say, absolutely. Good morning to you.
They're bipartisan bona fides, and voting against Donald Trump might actually be in their self-interest. So that's something that's really trepidatious, I think, on the part.
Yes, Mount High, and I'm going to say something. So there's something that I've noticed as well, and I have noticed. So I look at like the division that was happening in like the boomers' time, you know, Gen X, boomer, like in that kind of time frame. And I'm a millennial, and I'm kind of grouped up into the Gen Z crowd or whatever. And what I've figured out is it's not really like there's like this humongous racial tension like there used to be, because now my generation and Gen Z as well said our own people are not the opposition. It's the fucking government. You know what I mean? And so that's why it's this hardcore like that. Yep.
On the part of Donald Trump, he comes to the United States Senate, and the Democrats seem to be voting as a block. There's no more Joe Manchin or Kirsten Sinema, who potentially would vote with Republicans, meaning there may be some wild cards like John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, meaning that on the Republican side, you have Susan Collins, who's a moderate, who's up for re-election in 2026. She comes from a state that last time around relatively handily voted for Vice President Harris over Donald Trump, meaning she has to show some bipartisan bona fides. Then you have Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, who's kind of advertised herself, if you will, as an independent-minded Republican. So then you really get to the point where you have some senators are more institutionalists and partisans, like Bill Cassidy of Louisiana, Senator Roger Wicker of Mississippi. But it's very hard to get legislation passed it's very hard for Donald Trump to get legislation passed because he really can only take a few Republican defectors.
Rich, we always appreciate your detailed breakdown and perspective. We did mention the economic policy that many of the viewers are looking forward to hearing about tonight, but also a lot of eyes on the tariffs, as you mentioned, also Ukraine and NATO.
Tariffs right now are majorly, like a major hot topic right now, last couple of days. Yeah.
Do you expect that to be a highlight point tonight?
Yes, I do. Ukraine and NATO is not really necessarily a voting issue. I think you saw in that poll I registered at 0%.
Martin
but
knows.
It is something that really kind of divides the Republican Party. You have some Republicans like former Vice President Mike Pence, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, former, the people who ran against him when he ran for president, who he upended, who he defeated, who say that there should be more support for Ukraine, who favor it. And then there are those Republicans who are less interventionist, non-interventionist, more nationalist, who believe that either they should end who support ending aid to Ukraine, or believe that there should be some sort of a contingency that the United States should get something in.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to be fucking giving money, give us fucking resources, Otherwise, we got fucking scammed.
Return. So that certainly will be a critical issue. The economy,
or we'll just continue to get scammed.
Number one issue. Americans,
which is not going to happen.
Uneasy about the economy. That's one of the reasons Donald Trump was elected, was to try to restore the economy, to restore the economy. The tariffs, I think he has to make the case.
Yo, Tat's coming in fucking clutch as fuck, by the way, coming in with the 5 gifted memberships. I can't thank you enough. Thank you so fucking much for that. Hell yeah. It not only helps, me, of course, but it helps out everyone in the Breakfast Club that gets one, man. So I very much appreciate you and your selflessness, Tats. Thank you for that. Yes, let's get it.
That the tariffs are not necessarily
gunpowder, nitro,
hurt the economy, and this is, obviously there's no better place to do it than in front of millions of people and in front of a joint session of the United States Congress.
Rich Rubino, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us bright and early on this Tuesday here.
Yeah, no fucking kidding, Grid. He says, explain to me why I do care about Ukrainian gangsters beefing with Russian gangsters. Yeah, I don't give a shit either. You know what I mean?
Live now from Fox.
As long as our fucking money isn't fucking contributing to it, that's it. Otherwise, honestly, I wouldn't give a shit. I wouldn't give a shit about any of it. But because of our money, it's like follow the money type of ordeal, which is what we do around here.
A great rest of your day.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you. And a quick content reminder for you, if you're just now tuning in, don't forget to watch that address to Congress live right here on Live Now from Fox at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That coverage will be unfiltered and uninterrupted. And getting back to that poll briefly that Rich was alluding to, we've been showing it to you all morning.
It's always good to see my man right there. Hey, appreciate you swinging by and hanging out with us this beautiful morning.
On this Tuesday, what do you want to hear President Donald Trump discuss in his address to Congress on this Tuesday? Right now, in the lead at 39% economic policy, followed by crime at 24%. At one point, that was at 0%, and it has shot up. We appreciate you all voting. That is followed by national security.
We got another snow Mexican up in here. I'm just fucking with you, man. Good to see my man VT up there in Canada representing hard and in a very good way, by the way. Hey, VT, always good to see you.
Ukraine and NATO, immigration, and healthcare. We'll continue to share these responses right here on Live Now from Fox. 7-Eleven here on the East Coast. Let's take a quick 2-minute commercial.
No, we're not taking no fucking 2-minute break, woman. We're not doing that around these parts, all right? We got K2 Keep On Trucking up in here, by the way. Always appreciate you too, man. Good to see you. It's been a minute. It's always fantastic to see you hanging out with us. All right, we're going to skip ahead a little bit here. We're going to skip ahead a little bit. Okay, so we got Israeli foreign minister gives update on Middle East conflict, which I'm honest, I don't need any update from them because I already know. Fuck it. We all know what the fuck the deal is right now. We all know the exact deal. All right, so we're just going to go ahead because we've covered it up and down, left and right, backwards and forwards here on this channel, leading up to this moment that we're going to go ahead and skip through that today. And severe thunderstorms bring hurricane force winds to North Texas. Look at that shit behind. I mean, looks about right. I mean, Hurricane Central, right? You know, you can get it. Let's see how it goes. I do want to see it. What happened? Oh.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox, and good morning to you if you're just now tuning in. I'm Jeannie Francine. As we approach the 8 o'clock hour here on the East Coast, we do want to hit some breaking news. This image just now coming into our Live Now from Fox studios. It takes us out to North Texas. You can see devastation there on your screen. The reporter coming in and out of the shot right now as we are surveying the damage. We continue to learn.
Good morning, kind sir. Hopefully you're doing fantastic.
That early reports are saying at least one 18-wheeler overturned on southbound Interstate 35.
Wait, that's an 18-wheeler? I thought that was like a trailer. Okay, it is. Oh, interesting. Oh, wow.
5E and Glen Heights near the Dallas and Ellis County line as the storm passed through that area around 5:30 this morning. Another 18-wheeler reportedly overturned on southbound I-35 West near Cross Timbers Road in Denton County. Wind gusts in the area topping 70 miles per hour, causing damage in parts of North Texas this Tuesday morning. You can see we do have our content partners at Fox 4 Dallas there at the scene as they are getting ready for their...
Yeah, and at that grid, they're liberal gangsters at that. That's even fucking gayer, you know?
Coming newscast. But behind the reporter, the devastation, truly putting things into perspective about these wind gusts. This trailer completely toppled over. This is something we will continue to follow here on Live Now from Fox, as there are reports of overturned RVs on White Settlement Road in Parker County and a warehouse structure that collapsed in Louisville. Fox 4 weather meteorologist Evan Andrews said he's gotten official reports of straight line wind speeds as high as 74 miles per hour at DFW Airport and 78 miles per hour at Dallas Love Field. So we will work to see if there have been any delays or cancellations to flights because of this. Also learning that these high winds have caused nearly 300,000 power outages, mostly in Dallas, Tarrant, and Denton counties as of 6 o'clock this morning. So we will continue to follow this.
Brother Straight Jacket, shit. Good to see my man. Hopefully you're doing fantastic as well. Good to see you. Good morning. And shit, give me a call after the show. Definitely, man. It's been a minute.
You're on live now from Fox. Again, the reporter stepping in and out of the shot. So this is an active situation, as you can understand. But of course, wanting to share this with you as it comes in. Here at 801, we do want to transition. I want to take you out to the nation's capital, giving you a live look at the White House, as we do have some political headlines to share with you on this Tuesday morning. President Donald Trump preparing for the first.
We got an officer speaking up now. All right, I gotta give him his piece right here. He's saying there's 58 people watching in this bitch, but there's only 38 likes. And an officer is wondering again, what the fuck is going on here? W comment, by the way. Chat always wins. I always appreciate you legends up in here. Thank you guys for being here, by the way. Hit that like for Mike.
To a joint session of Congress later tonight, he'll deliver remarks on some of his biggest agenda items from his first 6 weeks in August. Right now, we want to check in with Fox News correspondent Doug Luzader.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually very common, especially on the flats and the plains and shit like that. I know Grid.
Who has the very latest this morning from Capitol Hill.
Well, the theme of tonight's address will be the renewal of the American dream, and President Trump will be facing a big and divided crowd. Tonight's speech will look like a State of the Union address, and President Trump has certainly been down that path before. But in a president's first year, it's simply an address to Congress.
Well, I'll let you know. We're making a speech. You probably heard about it tomorrow night, so I'll let you know tomorrow night.
That was Trump yesterday talking about Ukraine, and that will no doubt be a major focus tonight, especially after the administration just paused military aid to Ukraine in an effort to start peace talks. But also look for Trump to defend the work of Elon Musk and his Department of Government.
Oh, I hate that he's trimming the fat off of our government. I hate that he is saving us money. I can't believe that he's doing this. What a threat to democracy it is.
Efficiency, and Musk will be in the audience.
We expect him to talk about the border and border numbers being down. We expect him to talk about, government spending actions through DOGE and other issues. And we are expecting Democrats to boycott. There are a growing list of Democrats who are saying that they do not intend to actually show up.
I don't really see why anybody should participate in
this fucking bitch.
The propaganda that is known as Donald Trump.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe this woman. She is so reckless.
Democrats may boycott the speech. Others say they will bring fired federal workers as guests. And this comes just a day after the markets tanked over fears of new tariffs on Mexico and Canada, something Trump is likely to defend tonight.
It's a very powerful weapon that politicians haven't used.
Listen, this is the best way to do it, Moto. I always thought it would be really cool to have a two-way conversation with a news reporter. And that's what I tried to bring to the table as well. So, Moto, I very much appreciate that. Thank you for saying something so kind. I do appreciate that.
Because they were either dishonest, stupid, or paid off in some other form. Stupid. And now we're using them.
The Democratic response tonight will be delivered by freshman Senator Alyssa Slotkin of Michigan. That is a critical swing state that President Trump carried last year. In Washington, Doug Luzader, Fox News.
Fox News.
Doug, thank you so much for that detailed report. And again, getting back to
look at the poll. It's kind of actually unreal how much economic policy, it makes sense. We all kind of listen, everything is money motivated. That's just the way it is. Economic policy pulls in at the top, way ahead at 53%. National security at 16%. Crime is 16%. Immigration, Ukraine, and NATO and healthcare are all at 5% each.
Our poll of the day, we're asking you, what do you want to hear President Donald Trump?
Skip ahead. What is that? What is happening? Parade? Yep, it's parade, but I don't know what it is. Oh, it's Mardi Gras parade underway on Fat Tuesday in New Orleans. Did not know that's happening. Wow. All right. Yeah. Don't worry, we're skipping it. I just wanted to show. I just wanted to show a little bit. All right, we're skipping ahead. Pope Francis is still getting better and better each and every day. Slightly. It's like a slight him getting better. Let's see here. We're going to go ahead and start it off right here. I think this is on tariffs on Canada. Into regards.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox, and good morning to you. If you're just now
Lappy,
tuning
good
in,
morning.
I'm Gina Francine. Right now, we want to provide an update for you. Take a look at your screen. This, as most goods coming from Canada and Mexico will now be taxed an additional 25%. This after President Trump's tariffs took effect overnight. Canada, along with China, are already implementing retaliatory tariffs. Fox 5 New York's Robert Moses details the latest.
25% tariffs on Mexican imports are now in effect. The same is true for Canadian imports, with the exception of Canadian energy products, which are taxed at 10%. Last week, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau foreshadowed retaliation.
We will have an immediate and extremely strong response as Canadians.
Emotional damage.
We got the leverage, cocksucker, and you know it.
Expect.
Indeed, Trudeau responded with a promise of tariffs on more than $100 billion worth of American goods. In addition to the tariffs on Mexico and Canada, tariffs on Chinese imports have now doubled from 10% to 20%. Not surprisingly, China also retaliated with tariffs of up to 15% on American farm exports. President Donald Trump contends that the countries have not done enough to stem the flow of fentanyl into the U.S., and tariffs will force action.
It's a very powerful weapon that politicians haven't used because they were either dishonest, stupid, or paid off in some other form. And now we're using them.
But economists...
True, by the way.
warn that American consumers will feel the pain in the form of costlier cars and more expensive strawberries, avocados, tomatoes, beer, and tequila, among other products. Yesterday, the stock market tumbled in anticipation of the tariffs.
I heard about that.
And the president made another seismic foreign policy move. He paused more than $1 billion in military aid to Ukraine following his extraordinary Oval Office argument Friday with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people.
A White House official says the U.S. is pausing and reviewing the aid to ensure that Ukraine is, quote, contributing to a solution in the form of a peace deal with Russia. The president, again...
We need to get that shit we need to get it wrapped up. Russia and Ukraine, let's just get it over with. Not because, listen, okay, of course, number one, humanitarian reasons. But number two, because I got fucking money on it, okay? I need to make sure this fucking war ends in the first 6 months of presidency for Trump.
Criticized Zelensky.
Well, I just think you should be more appreciative because this country has stuck with them through thick and thin.
Congressional Democrats criticized the aid pause. Congressman Dan Goldman, who represents parts of Manhattan and Brooklyn, said this is the exact opposite of peace through strength. Instead, what it is it's another extortion of President Zelensky, illegally withholding aid in order to get President Zelensky to agree to a minerals deal.
And it paused. Did it end?
And that was Fox 5 New York's Robert Moses.
We're not going back to this lady. Nope, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Why did it back up like that? That's weird. Okay, and so now there's the Senate nomination hearing for Elbridge Colby. I really don't know Elbridge. I really don't know the dude at all. I'm going to be honest. I don't know who the dude really is. But I'm not going to sit here and have the entire ordeal go on. We will hear a little bit just to hear it, but I want to make sure that we're not skipping any breaking news that's happening this moment. So let me make sure of that we're not breaking any news, and then we can watch a little bit. Oh, we are breaking some news. Canada's breaking news right now. Let's back it up. Oh boy. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
Against Mexico and China. Let's listen in.
Here we go.
Here's the Prime Minister
about to get bad.
To address the plan in more detail. Let's take a listen in live.
The United States launched a trade war against Canada, their closest partner and ally, their closest friend. At the same time, they're talking about working positively with Russia appeasing Vladimir Putin, a lying, murderous dictator.
Be good out there, Brother Grid. Always appreciate you and your support. Thank you for hanging out with us, and be safe out there and have fun with them damn airplanes. Enjoy that shit.
Make that make sense.
GEG. Make that make sense, cuh.
Canadians are reasonable. And we are polite.
Canadians are reasonable. You are the one that is not, and you are the one that's in question.
But we will not back down from a fight. Not when our country and the well-being of everyone in it is at stake. At the moment, the U.S. tariffs came into effect in the early hours of this morning, and so did the Canadian response. Canada will be implementing 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods, starting with tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods immediately, and tariffs on the remaining $125 billion of American products in 21 days' time. Encore aujourd'hui, on se voit forcé d'imposer.
I hate when he starts speaking French. I hate it.
Des droits de douane de 25% sur 155 milliards.
Listen to that fucking translate. Now, what he does half, like he'll say something in English and then say something in French and then say something in English and then say something in French. It's really fucking annoying.
On 150
skip
1 day, $130 billion worth of U.S.
Today,
there we go.
We will also be
back to English. Fucking
challenging these illegal actions by filing dispute resolution claims at the World Trade Organization and through the USMCA. But in the meantime, our tariffs will remain in place until the U.S. tariffs are withdrawn, and not a moment sooner. And should these tariffs not cease, we are in active and ongoing discussions with provinces and territories.
Yo, Carol, it's been a minute since I've seen you. I hope you're doing fantastic and enjoying your morning. Good to see you.
To pursue several non-tariff measures which will demonstrate that there are no winners in a trade war. Now, just like I did a month ago, I want to speak first directly to the American people. We don't want this. We want to work with you as a friend and ally. And we don't want to see you hurt either. But your government has chosen to do this to you. As of this morning, markets are down, and inflation is set to rise dramatically all across your country. Your government has chosen to put American jobs.
I get it. But he's speaking to the fucking nation. You know what I mean? Not nation, worldwide. He's speaking to the world. That's what he's doing. I do get it. But, it's just annoying as fuck. Just got to point it out.
Jobs at risk, at the thousands of workplaces that succeed because of materials from Canada or because of consumers in Canada, or both. They've chosen to raise costs for American consumers on everyday essential items like groceries and gas, on major purchases like cars and homes, and everything in between. They've chosen to harm American national security, impeding access to the abundant critical minerals, energy, building materials, and fertilizers that we have and that the United States needs to grow and prosper. They've chosen to launch a trade war that will, first and foremost, harm American families. They've chosen to sabotage their own agenda that was supposed to usher in a new golden age for the United States.
Man, this fucking guy.
And they've chosen to undermine the incredible work we've done together to tackle the scourge that is fentanyl.
Papa Penguin.
That must be wiped from the face of the earth. So on that point, let me be crystal clear.
Oh yeah, no, you can smoke that homie if you want, by the way. And, you can absolutely. If you guys know they're absolutely just here to just troll and just get a rise, then yeah, they're not adding actual. If they actually are making points from the left, allow it. But if they're just being idiots, then yeah, of course.
There is absolutely no justification or need whatsoever for these tariffs today. Now, the legal pretext your government is using to bring in these tariffs is that Canada is apparently unwilling to help in the fight against illegal fentanyl. Well, that is totally false. Let's look at the facts. Our border is already safe and secure. Far less than 1% of fentanyl flows and less than 1% of illegal crossings into the United States comes from Canada. But we acted because we know we can always do better. We responded to concerns, including from the president, by implementing an
W everyone in the Breakfast Club, by the way. I just see the fucking dogpiling happening right now, and I just gotta, show appreciation. See, Chad always wins.
Ambitious $1.3 billion border plan. A border plan that includes generational investments in new AI and imaging tools to stop the flow of fentanyl in its tracks, stronger coordination.
I will look into that, Bob.
And information sharing with American agencies, along with the deployment of drones, helicopters, and additional personnel to keep our border secure. Now, a month ago, as part of an agreement with the United States that paused the tariffs, we made further commitments. We appointed Kevin Brasseau as our fentanyl czar, a man who dedicated his multi-decade career in law enforcement to combating organized crime networks and drug trafficking. We designated 7 drug cartels, sick, evil groups who cynically profit off the pain and suffering of people.
Listen, and I'm going to trust Brother Beezer, who grew up in Maine. You know what I mean? Shit.
Both sides of the border as the terrorist organizations that they are.
Damn.
And just yesterday, we launched...
Well, and no one speaks about the amount of MDMA that comes from Canada either.
A new joint operations partnership supported by a $200 million investment between Canada's security and law enforcement agencies. A partnership that will enhance the coordination of information and intelligence in order to thwart criminal gangs.
Steve, I actually know that to be true.
Involved in the illegal fentanyl trade. And critically, our actions are working. As the U.S. Customs and Border Protection just acknowledged, there was a 97% drop in fentanyl seizures from January compared to December, to a near zero low of less than.
Man, this fucking guy. I gotta give us all a second just to clear our head. Holy shit. We got Brother Glare, by the way. Good morning, kind sir. Good to see you always. My man.
Half an ounce seized in
you
January.
You good, Hook Dog?
Even
Be
with
safe.
all the further enforcements and actions we've taken at the borders. In sum, we stepped up. We engaged closely and constructively with the president and his administration. We did everything we promised. We stuck to our word. And we did it because we believe in working together to protect our citizens. Now I want to speak directly to one specific American.
Uh-oh. Trump?
Donald.
Yeah. Oh, how cute. It's personalized.
Emotional damage.
This is so cute.
Stupid.
Shit.
In the over 8 years, you and I have worked together.
Gay.
We've done big things. We signed a historic deal that has created record jobs and growth in both of our countries. We've done big things together on the world stage, as Canada and the US have done together for decades, for generations. And now we should be working together to ensure even greater prosperity for North Americans in a very uncertain and challenging world. Now, it's not in my habit to agree with the Wall Street Journal, but Donald, they point out
but it's so entertaining
that even though you're a very smart guy, this is a very dumb thing to do.
No, we will win at the end of the day. What are you talking about? It's not dumb. It might be dumb to you. Yeah, it sucks to you. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you can't see the benefit because you're illogical.
We two friends fighting is exactly what our opponents around the world want to see. And now, to my fellow Canadians, I won't sugarcoat it. This is going to be tough, even though we're all going to pull together, because that's what we do. We will use every tool at our disposal so Canadian workers and businesses can weather this storm. From expanding EI benefits and making them more flexible to providing direct supports to businesses, we will be there as needed to help. But Canada, make no mistake, no matter how long this lasts, no matter what the cost, the federal government and other orders of government will be there for you. We will defend Canadian jobs. We will take measures to prevent predatory behavior that threatens Canadian companies because of the impacts of this trade war.
Listen. How about this? We just negotiate here. This is what we're going to do. Hit the like button for if you guys like Canada, and hit the like button if you guys like America. How about that? We'll just be nice. We're going to be nice to people. Shit. You guys see that happening? Bring down with our bad selves. Hit that like button.
Leaving them open to takeovers. We will relentlessly fight to protect our economy. We will stand up for Canadians every single second of every single day because this country is worth fighting for. Les derniers mois ont été stressants.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and skip that a little bit. We're not going to sit here and listen French.
We are to talk to our American partners. Those tariffs are a very bad idea. At the same time, working in external to eliminate.
How come we can't get a real interpreter? Like, why is it this broken up fucking AI piece of shit?
Obstacles between trade between our states and to find new markets throughout the world, to have better economy, more solid, more robust. The last years, I discussed with leaders all over.
Bro, you are just talking out of your ass. You're just saying words and shit.
The world. My message hasn't changed. Canada is a reliable partner. And our doors are open. During the last week, we made more effort.
Oh my God, this is hard. Please go back to English. Please.
To increase our collaboration with Mexico, that is also a victim of these tariffs. Together, we will find other ways of working and rely one with each other to
confront this is so hard to listen to. All right, let's just skip ahead until we're speaking English again.
You, as Canada, you defended your enthusiasm to ask from you, do not abandon.
See, if I could hear it, if I could hear the interpreter, I would listen to it, but it's just mumbo gumbo gibberish bullshit. It's like as if they don't want us to actually hear it.
I've never been so optimistic after seeing how you have
like who's gonna listen to that? No one's gonna listen to that.
Acted in the past weeks, and we will go through. We will survive these difficult times. Canada is the best country in the world. There are reasons.
Just keep talking about how great that your nation is, dude. We get it. Yeah, everyone thinks their shit is the best. Great, cool. Move on. He just keeps going. Oh well, my message is still the same. My message is still the same. Bullshit.
To be so proud of this country and this snowy country, and
Oh, no. No. We handle shit accordingly, Wes. Absolutely, kind sir.
Of our solidarity, our capacity to weather the storm. We have different origins, different languages. But when it comes to defending our country, we are one. Through the storm, Canadians can always on each other, on one another.
Tough spots before, but every time we've faced long odds.
Thank you. Back to English.
And seemingly insurmountable obstacles, we've not only survived, we've emerged stronger than ever. Because when it comes,
see what happens when we rely on AI?
To defending our great nation, there is no price we all aren't willing to pay. And today is no different. Merci beaucoup, mes amis.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister. Merci beaucoup. We will now take 20 minutes of questions.
Holy shit.
One question.
We're not going to cover 20 minutes of questioning, by the way. We're not doing that. I will hear a few questions, but I'm not doing 20 fucking minutes of it.
One follow-up, une question, un suivi. Merci.
Hi, Prime Minister Tom Perry with CBC. You're reaching out to the president today. You're speaking directly to him. We heard from U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance, who says that Donald Trump will be speaking to Canadians. And he also says that he wants to see more progress on fentanyl. So my question to you is, do you have any conversation scheduled with Donald Trump in the coming days? Is that something maybe your successor should do? And do you really believe that this is about fentanyl?
Damn straight, Hank. Good to see you, my man.
Or is there something larger at play here?
I have offered to speak to Donald over the past number of days, and I expect to speak with him in the days to come. I'm always there to talk with him about the importance of working together to take on the world at this time. The facts show very clearly that in terms of taking action on fentanyl, we are doing everything that is necessary, and not just for the United States, for ourselves as well, as Canadians are suffering as well from the scourge that is illegal fentanyl. We have laid out extensive plans, actions, cooperations, including as recently as the past days in Washington, and they have always been very well received. And the numbers bear that out. I think in what President Trump said yesterday, that there is
true. Me too, Steve. Absolutely.
Nothing Canada or Mexico can do to avoid these tariffs underlines very clearly what I think a lot of us have suspected for a long time, that these tariffs are not specifically about fentanyl, even though that is the legal justification he must use to...
Oh, yeah, it's just a fucking excuse. Yeah, it's just a fucking excuse. Yeah, the things that are killing us more than fucking warfare. Yeah, that's just a joke. It's just a joke, right? It's just as an excuse.
Actually move forward with these tariffs.
Monsieur Trudeau, en français, à part l'allocution que vous avez eue envers Monsieur Trump, avez-vous parlé au cours des dernières heures?
Have you talked to...
No.
Mr. Trump,
okay, back to French question. So he's going to answer in French.
Lynn just said that U.S. foreign...
Hold on, let me bring it back a little bit.
United States seemingly moving
to him in the future.
This is
okay.
Right
here.
You're seeing the United States seemingly moving closer to Moscow. This is a same day that the United States has announced it's suspending aid for Ukraine. The Kremlin just said that U.S. foreign policy now is in alignment with Russia. So how do you successfully, or your successor, successfully negotiate with a president who seems to regard his friends?
Who says negotiate? Negotiate. Negotiate.
As his enemies and his enemies as his friends.
In this regards, Canada and Canadians are very clear. We know who our friends are. We know who our opponents are, and there is no question that Vladimir Putin and his attack not just on Ukraine, but on the rules-based international order, on the founding principles of the United Nations is...
Hey, Bob, by the way, are you going live after this? If you are, I'll send the live over to you.
An opponent.
Because no one's live right now.
Of Canada. I think the question that we all need to be watching closely is, what do the American people think? How do Americans feel about jettisoning one's friends and allies in favor of a country that has never wished Americans well and continues to act in ways that...
Yeah, Carol, even if he wasn't about to finish, I would finish it. You know, there's no way I could listen to this dude for that long. Not that long.
Harm the global economy and specifically the American...
Damn, Mr. Boulay, Alabama's finest, by the way. My man, thank you so much, kind sir, saying, hey, Ukraine, fuck around and find out. Make rare earth metals great again. Yes, sir, by the way. Where's my gold biatches? That's right. Good morning to one and all. Yes, sir, I can't thank you enough for your kind support. Thank you. Immensely. It means a lot, man. Thank you for that. And Brother Greg, always appreciate you kind of, you know, hanging out with us and this beautiful morning. Because listen, ladies and gentlemen, you guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you guys decided to be right here, man. So I'm very honored by that. Seriously, hit that like button and let's fucking continue on.
An economy and American values and principles.
Bonjour, Monsieur Trudeau, Valérie Gavage de Radio-Canada.
Oh boy. Okay. We're gonna go and skip ahead a little bit.
Canadian workers and
even with
to remember first and foremost as we reflect on the impacts on Canadian workers and Canadian jobs and businesses is that, first of all, there will be similar impacts on Americans losing their jobs, American families paying more for basic goods that they rely on at a time where
WChat
times are tight everywhere. But our focus has to be on getting these tariffs lifted as quickly as possible. What can we do in the coming days is our focus to make sure that these tariffs don't last a second longer than necessary. So we will be looking at, including looking in the coming day at things we can do around adjusting EI.
Hey, Brother Wes, you be good out there, my man. Always appreciate you swinging by and hanging out with the little homie. It always means a lot, man. Thank you for that.
To support people through this difficult time. But our priority has to be not on figuring out how to manage through these tariffs over the coming days and weeks and months, but on doing everything we can to
Bob, are you going live after this? Because I'd love to send the live over to you if you are going live. If you can set that up, I'll send it over to you right now. Right after he's done speaking. I'm closing it up after this.
Put an end to this unjustified trade war that hurts American families and Canadian families.
On a l'impression que vous n'avez plus beaucoup.
It's so fucking true, by the way, Steve. Yes, the Snicker bar. The veiny side needs to touch the tongue for him. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. It's a texture thing. I get it. We got dirty, by the way. Hey, listen, man. You don't have to ever worry, man. There's no obligations for anybody here. If you guys are here, I'm just honored by that. So always appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out.
De cartes dans votre jeu. Est-ce que devancez la négociation?
We need to fast forward a little bit more.
Putting.
I'm just trying to remember. What was that?
What? What just happened there?
But currently, no.
I'm just trying to remember.
Oh, he actually legitimately blanked on what the question even was to him. I understand. I mean, listen, that shit does happen, man. And I'm not going to slag dude about that. It's a lot of pressure up there. And listen, I'm trying to be as good faith as fucking possible. I've had blank moments like that, you know, especially on a big platform or stage or whatever. It happens. So whatever.
I'm just trying to remember. What was that? Cosmic, that's right. I think in terms of what he wants, and I heard he talked about...
It's probably 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes.
Banking again this morning in a tweet.
So fire up right now.
Which Doesn't make any sense
King
because American
blackout.
banks, there's about 16 American banks currently active in Canada holding about
Good morning.
$113 billion worth of assets in this country. So the American banks are alive and well and prospering in Canada.
Now, Steve is unique. He likes to eat corn sideways, but anally. So, you know, just saying.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
All right.
It's an example of not really being able to see what it is that he wants, because even the excuse that he's giving for these Paris tariffs today of fentanyl is completely bogus, completely unjustified, completely false.
Yo, Stephanie, good morning to you. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing good as well. Thank you for hanging out with us.
So we actually have to fold back on the one thing he has said repeatedly, that what he wants is to see a total collapse of the Canadian economy, because that'll make it easier to annex us, is the second half of his thought. Now, first of all, that's never going to happen. We will never be the 51st state. But yeah, he can do damage to the Canadian
Never
economy.
say never, motherfucker. And I'm not even an advocate for it like that. Like, honestly, I don't care. But never say never. Never say never at this point.
And he's started this morning, but he is rapidly going
Brother
to find
Slim.
out, as American families are going to find out, that that's going to hurt people.
Shit, who raised Cuh?
People on both sides of the border. Americans will lose jobs. Americans will be paying more for groceries, for gas, for cars, for homes, because we have always done best when we work together. So we are, of course, open to starting negotiations on the customer review.
Stop the cap.
But let us not fool ourselves about what he seems to be wanting. And I will admit, I have been holding out hope that these tariffs were just a clever negotiating ploy that would have the impact that they're having now without even bringing them in over the past weeks, as we've seen order books dry up for Canadian companies from American customers, as we've seen expansion plans in Canada put on hold, as we've seen people choosing to invest in the United States over the past weeks because of the threat of tariffs. But now that he's moved forward with tariffs, we're going to see the real impact.
We give them our dairy. We give them, like, shut up. Like, we need anything from you.
Of a trade war between our two countries. And that impact will be to hurt American families.
Shut up.
Prime Minister Tonda McCharles
Fucking
of the
guy.
Toronto Star. I hope you can be as specific as possible.
If it's going to actually affect anybody, it's going to be Canadian people, you know. I mean, yeah, it does ultimately, you know, boil down to consumer, because I understand that aspect too. But yeah, this is him, the way that his thinking process, I think that he's not actually that fucking stupid. I think that he is just a paid puppet, and he has to stay and be steady on the course.
For a number of these points, everybody's looking to what actually you're going to do. In your statement last night, you referenced non-tariff measures, and I want to know exactly what you're prepared to contemplate there. And given that your likely successors, both Carney and Poilievre, have said it should be dollar for dollar retaliatory tariffs, that's on $600 billion worth of American imports. If you were to do that, is that on or off the table?
I will be sitting down, as I have every week for the past many, many weeks, with the premiers this afternoon to talk about our individual, combined, and collective response to this. As we've put on the table, the federal government has $155 billion worth of tariffs that we can move forward with immediately, and that we will be moving forward with both now and 21 days from now to give Canadian
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that there aren't resources that we could utilize from, but we're not getting those resources now like that. Not like that. No, it would be nice if we did, but we don't.
Time to adjust their supply chains to not be overly impacted by this. But there are many other things that have been surfaced by different premiers in different approaches that we can look at. One, for example, is around purchasing and around suppliers and around contracts, whether it's municipal, provincial, or federal, with American companies. There are many different things that we've been looking at, and that conversation with the premiers this afternoon is going to be very, very important. But I can tell you what we have seen is Canadians across provinces and territories, across political lines, are united in knowing.
Yeah, no, it's driving me nuts, dude.
Knowing that this is a time to hit back hard and to demonstrate that a fight with Canada will have no winners.
Oh yeah. Is he not a fucking? Is he actually not a mod? Oh shit, I didn't even notice. It's hard to see from I don't necessarily see it on the StreamYard side of, I don't see it like that. So let me go ahead and do that, by the way. I definitely need to. Thank you for that call out.
Sooner we can get past this fight, back to working together to take on the world as our two countries always have, the better we'll all be.
To what extent have you turned or gotten cooperation from any other allies to exact more pain on the U.S. to accelerate getting?
That's so weird. On my phone, I don't see Grid's comments at all. That's so fucking weird. What the fuck? I'm gonna figure it out. Grid, just say like hi, because I guess what you're saying is too much truth for this chat, I guess. So it's like blocking it for me. I can see it on StreamYard, but I can't see it on YouTube. It's weird. And it won't let me switch between all chat on my side. Weird. Just say hi.
To a solution. And are you concerned that Mexico appears to be trying to do their own thing maybe next Sunday? Where are you with any guarantees you've got allies?
I still don't see it on my phone, dude. Try just saying hi. No motherfucker.
I've just spent quite a bit of time over these past couple of weeks meeting with European and international allies to talk about a number of different things, including standing up for the rules-based
there you are, Grid.
defending Ukraine, but also being there for each other in a more challenging and uncertain world. And I can tell you that every country is very, very aware that if the American government is willing to do this to their own closest ally, neighbor, and friend, everyone is vulnerable to a trade war. And our ability to work together thoughtfully and strategically to make sure we're supporting our citizens, we're doing things together in a more diversified way is something that is on the mind of all of our allies.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Boom. Boom. I'm calling it. I'm calling it, ladies and gentlemen. That was more than enough. I can promise you to everybody here, that was more than enough. We got the feelings. We know.
Emotional damage.
So listen, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot thank you guys enough for being here with me, man. It's truly an honor to be able to live this and be able to, this is a dream that I've always had, man. So thank you guys for making this very shit happen. Thank you guys to the members for being here and, helping contribute like that and all of your guys' input, man. I'm very grateful. Make sure you guys slam that like button before we leave on this motherfucker. And yes, absolutely, fuck the world, America first. I agree. Stick around for the raid, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be raiding our buddy Biker News Canada over there. Go enjoy our typical, he's one of our homies, but he is our lefty homie. And go show him a little love, though. Go subscribe to him. Make sure you guys hit the like button. He's very respectful about our shit and the way that we talk politics. He's really good about it, man. So show him some love. I always appreciate you guys. Until tonight, we're going to be going live tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be live streaming Donald Trump basically coming face-to-face with Congress, man. It's going to be fantastic. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, be safe and God bless to you all. Thank you all so much and have a wonderful rest of your day. See ya.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning.